Hey guys, welcome. I'm Parshvika. Welcome to the channel where we talk a lot about manifesting, attracting money, and doing what we love doing and enjoying our life and creating abundance of our dreams or abundance of our life. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to manifest money based on one very important thing. This is another technique which I've done personally in my life. It's all about deciding, and I'm gonna explain you how you could use this technique to get what you want. It's very simple, very easy to manifest abundance by this technique. Let's dive in. Before that, give this video a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more such videos. We have the finance planner. The link is in description. It's a PDF download. You can very well grab and check it out. If you're interested in taking care of your finances and all that stuff. Anyways, the technique that I use to actually manifest and attract abundance is the decision technique. If you feel like you are not where you want to be, or you want to attract more abundance, you can actually decide. You can choose, like, universe, I want this much amount of money by this much amount of date time. Of course, you can use this technique as a time crunch as well, or you can be flexible with the time. It all depends on you, what you want exactly. Okay, I did it with a time crunch as well, and I did it without the time as well. I was like, okay, I want this much amount of money by this date because I want to pay for XYZ stuff, or I want to invest for XYZ stuff. So I told the universe, I'm gonna be manifesting, or I have this much amount of money by this date, and I stick that particular sentence in my mind. I was keep on repeating. I decided that I'm gonna have this much amount of money by this date. That means I'm gonna have it, and I stick with that decision. I'm not actually wavering my thoughts or wavering my own decisions, or doubting or criticizing, or actually thinking, is it gonna work or not? Am I be able to do it or not? Is it gonna happen or not? Or it's not happening. The 3D is totally opposite. It's not showing what I really wanted. I wasn't wavering. I just stuck with that. I was like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen by this date and this much amount of money I want. And I don't know where and how the process will gonna look like. I don't know how it's gonna unfold, but I know it's gonna happen because universe, you're there with me. It's what's kind of like a prayer for me. I sometimes look at the sky at the night and look at the moon and look at the stars, and I actually pray to the universe by looking at the sky, because for me sky is like, I love the nature. It's like a pure bliss for me. It's like the way that I meditate sometimes. So I look at the sky, I look at the stars and the moon. It feels so magical to me. Again, it depends from person to person. And I pray out loud that I'm gonna be having this thing, and I'm not gonna take no for an answer. I'm very stubborn with the things. So you have to be stubborn when you're deciding something. You can't change your decision. You're like, one day you decide that I'm gonna have this much amount of money by this date, and the next day you change your decision. No, it's not gonna be like that. You're gonna be sticking with your decision. You're like, I don't know, universe, how it's gonna happen. I can't see where it's coming from, but I know it's gonna happen because you're there for me, and I'm not gonna take no for an answer. I'm not gonna take no for an answer. You can repeat this as an affirmation. I'm not gonna take no for an answer, and I know it's coming, it's done, it's coming, it's done. You can affirm, you can speak out loud, you can even affirm in your mind. You can do the self-talk, you can do scripting, you can visualize, you can do the praying techniques. There are so many techniques out there, but once you decide, you're not gonna waver for your decision. Even if your ego mind is telling you it's not gonna happen, it's not coming, it's not possible, the money doesn't grow on the tree, whatever your ego is telling you, whatever your conscious analytical mind is telling you, but you're not gonna waver for your decision. You're like, I know it's gonna happen. That's all I know, but I don't know the process, I don't know the method, but I know it's gonna happen, and I'm going to stick with that decision. The more you stick with that decision and you take an actions based on that decision, so you're not like, okay, I've decided, but then the next day you are actually taking the decisions, or you're taking the actions from the lack of that. No, you're going to take an actions based on that. For example, if you are manifesting an XYZ amount of money for investing in something, okay, you're like, okay, I have decided this much amount of money I'm going to receive. Now you're going to take an action based on that. For example, if you're looking for buying a house or a car, for example, a car, okay, let's take an example of the car. I don't know why it feels easy for me right now to explain about the car, but anyways, so you are like, okay, I want this much amount of money to manifest this car. and I'm going to take a decision from that. So what exactly you're going to do, I want this much amount of money by this time. Okay, you can write it down, stick a note, or you can script out whatever your technique you are doing. You just stick with that decision. You're like, I'm not going to take no for an answer. This is it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and I'm grateful for that it's happening, but I'm not going to waver for this from this decision, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. And then what you can do from based on this this action, you're going to live from the end. Living from the end is that it's happening, it's already being done. So what are you going to do if you are actually using this money to buy the car? You're going to go to the different car vendors out there and look for the different types of the car that you're interested in. Maybe you check it online, maybe you check it on social media, the different car, their prices, comparison, their features, all that stuff. Because in your mind you're like, this is going to happen for me, I'm manifesting this much amount of money to buy this car, so that means it's happening for me, and based on that I'm going to take an action. So what would you do from taking that action? From that, you go to the car vendors and you look for the different cars. You maybe go on a test drive, check the different cars, online, offline, whatever it is. You're going to take an action from that. You're not going to sit on your couch and start wavering. It's not going to happen. No, you're going to take an action from that. You're going to take an action as if this thing is coming, as if you're going to receive the money from on this particular date, and this much amount of money you're going to receive. You're going to act based on that. That's the thing you have to do, because once you decide, you can't waver. Once you decide, you can't take your action. If you're taking back your action, you're losing your power there. You're actually being lost there. So take your time to decide. You don't need to rush. Take your time to decide that, can you decide on this or not? Can you stick with it or not? And even if your ego mind is saying no, stick with that decision and take an action based on that, and eventually it will going to manifest. It happened with me time and time, so many times. When I was traveling, I was done traveling solo. I was done figuring out, planning every single planning details, because I was running my business. I was having an online business. I still have an online business, but I was traveling with the business, and it was really hectic. In the beginning, it was fun. After that, it was hectic because I have to figure everything out by myself. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do it alone. I'm not gonna do it alone. I'm gonna manifest my person, my partner, and he'll gonna do it for me. And I put it on the time crunch. And it happened exactly like that. I stick with that decision. I was like, no matter what, it's going to happen. It's happening, and I'm going to take action based on that. And the another thing I've used is for actually paying my loans. I was like, I'm not going to pay for my loan anymore. I'm not going to do it. I've done it so much. I'm not going to do it. Universe will going to provide me whatever way it is to repay this particular loan. I'm not going to do with this one, because I was frustrated. I was done with that. I was like, I'm done with this. Universe will going to give me the signs. Universe will going to provide me with the help. I don't know how the money will going to come, but it will going to repay my loan. I don't know how, but it will going to repay my loan, and I'm not going to do it. I keep on repeating that I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Universe will going to help me. Universe will going to help me. And there it is. Universe help me. Somebody reach out, in my family member as well, and they repay my entire loan. And I was like, wow, I didn't done anything, and it like this. And I was like, wow, it happened really quick. And I didn't even ask for the money to anybody. I didn't take any action based on that, like asking other people, convincing other people or something like that. No, I stick with my decision. I'm not going to pay, but I don't know how it's coming, but it's coming. And I stick with that, and it happened. That's the power of the decision. When you decide something, when you take a no nonsense decision, you're going to stick with that no matter what's happened in the 3D, because if you stick with that, you're going to get the reward. And you are able to manifest this thing within your time crunch. Hopefully you find this video useful. Do let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you the next time. Till then, take care. Bye guys.